Okay. Moving a little bit. Oh God. It's crazy how these fold down. It's like, how could I sleep in this? I'm longer than it. Hey, the ladder. It obviously does a little bit more setting up than that. Essentially, you have the windows over here. This is like the rain fly. I see the instruction manual. I have to go grab it. This is gonna be a little precarious. Oh, we're all good. Actually, I am laying in it, and it's pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. Brilliance of a rooftop tent, though. You're done. You can go drive now. Well, ladies and gents, let's build an overlanding rig. So we want to make an overlanding setup, right? But the problem with my truck is that it has to be able to be a daily and a tow rig as well. So there are some things that I don't want to do. I don't want to have a big old camper top on it permanently because that hurts fuel economy. I want to have access to the bed so that when I go to drift events, I can still put tires and stuff in the back, and it can't really obscure the hitch because I need to be able to put a trailer on it with the overlanding setup on it. So here's the plan. You know, you have the truck, right? The first step is to make a bed rack. The problem with most normal bed racks is that it's a kind of lengthy install process. You have to bolt all the pieces together, and then it slots into these, holes in the bed, and it bolts into the bed underneath the bed. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to install and uninstall. So our bed rack is going to be two pieces. One, the actual rack itself, but then secondly, the mounts that go into the bed. And these two pieces will be bolted together nice and simply with one bolt in each corner. So the idea is, I have a tent up here, I have a little kitchen set up in the back, I have, mounts on the side with a bunch of little mole panels, like, oh yeah, that's cool. Got some traction boards, a spare tire, whatever. All that's on that top bed rack. I go on an overlanding trip, or I go to the track day that I'm camping at, have some fun. I come home, I got this big shop with really tall ceilings. I mount a little electric winch on the ceiling somewhere. I back the truck into the shop, hook it up, take the 4 bolts out, and the bed rack just comes off the truck. And then these parts stay on the truck 24/7. The goal is to be able to install and uninstall the bed rack faster than it takes just to load up, a cooler and shit. So I'll have everything on the bed rack ready to go 24/7. Whenever I want to camp, just drive to the shop, lower it down, put the 4 bolts in. To me, that's the best solution that combines all the things that I want to prioritize on this truck: daily drivability, fuel economy, that kind of stuff, tow rig ability, being able to use the bed, and then also just having a sick camper setup that's ready to go whenever I want. Now, to build all that, we have over 120 feet worth of 1 3/4 just tubing. That's gonna be plenty for the bed rack, but then we're also gonna be building a rear off-road bumper, some rock sliders, a front bumper, we have a bunch of lights, we have some winches. We've got so much cool stuff to install in this thing. But we're starting with the bed rack because I'm going camping this weekend and I want to have my rooftop tent. That thing's awesome. I've been dreaming of having a rooftop tent forever, and now thanks to Rough Country, I finally have one. Let's get started. We are going to temporarily uninstall the bed cover, but the goal is to be able to have this on the truck as well. It's unfortunate this is as tall as my camera goes. My truck too big. So this right here is where one of the things is going to go into. As you can tell, this blocks most of it. So I'm gonna do 2 things. First, I'm going to mark the plastic piece so we know how much clearance we currently have. Just like that. And I'm gonna mark this where we'll have to cut it. We're just gonna cut the little Velcro part off. Okay, I'm gonna do that to all 4 sides. Now I can go ahead and temporarily uninstall this thing. I can see what we're working with right there. Cool, cool. It's kind of impossible for me to show you, but essentially there's a little open square that has a bottom in here. So we're gonna take this 1 1/4 inch tubing, put it in there, weld a nut inside the bottom so it can bolt it in and hold it down. Then have a plate on the top and build the mount for the rack on that plate. So we got our 4 little uprights with the nut welded in there and that capped off, looking good, nice and TIG welded. We're gonna go and throw those in the truck, and then we can mark where they kind of poke out and design the plate that's going to sit on top of this. You know, as much as I love working on customer stuff, it feels good to be working on my own projects again. It's nice. I've been waiting a long time for this. Just drop it in. Unfortunately, the hard part is you have to bolt it in from the underneath. See, this sucks. Got all these marked. So just like that, we have these pieces done. This is pretty much everything that's going to be invisible sitting underneath the bed. So it's got a spacer on one end, you know, a nut on the bottom and a nut on the other end. So it'll slot in, be bolted in from the bottom and through the inside of the bed, through it. Now that these are done, we can go ahead and start making the stuff that's going to be sitting above the bed that the rack actually slots into. So we have to make a base plate and then a little L bracket, and I've got a good idea. I'm like looking for the pedal. I haven't MIG welded in so long, man. All right, let's see. It has to go this way. Now I build the piece that the bed slots into. It's gonna be like a little L. So that way, if everything isn't perfectly aligned, if I just let it down, it'll self-center. Now we gotta bend these. So I made 4 of these little things. As you can see, pretty much sit it down. This is going to be part of the rack, and then you'll just have a go in there. Now all we have to do is weld this to that though, and then these are done. So these are done. They're painted, all nice and dry, using some Steel-It. So worst case scenario, if I have to modify and weld through all this, I can. And you know, these probably weigh 2 pounds a piece. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8 pounds. That's going to be permanently on the truck rather than an actual full bed rack. You know, that's gonna weigh a couple hundred. So hey, I'll take it. Let's go ahead and install these and we can start building the rack, which is what I'm really excited for. But real quick, let me take a moment to thank this video's sponsor, Reolink. Now, I've talked about Reolink before. They're a technology company that makes a bunch of security solutions for your home and your business. The great thing about Reolink that makes them stand out against their competition is that they don't have any subscription fees. You just buy the camera and you get to use the camera with their app for free. Now, with that being said, they just came out with a new camera. This bad boy right here. This is the Elite Floodlight Wi-Fi. It provides next level protection with ultra bright floodlights and AI powered monitoring. First, let me talk about the actual camera lenses themselves. 180-degree ultra wide coverage. You're not missing anything. I mean, look at where the camera's installed in the back of my shop. It's a long, skinny row of storage units, and it gets every single one of them all the way up to the road. Plus it records in razor sharp 4K resolution. Now the lights, these things are awesome for a couple of different reasons. For one, they're ultra bright, up to 3000 lumens, and secondly, they have adjustable color temperature from 3000K to 6000K. So no matter what, it can match your outdoor lighting. There's a couple different ways you can use the lights. You can have them motion activated, so when the camera detects motion, turns on the lights. You can have them turn on from dusk to dawn, so they're on all night. Or you can do whatever you want, and you can have them on for certain hours of the day, etc., and turn them on with a button in the app. Pretty awesome. Now the AI feature in this camera is the AI video search. Let me propose a problem to you, right? Say something happens and you want to check the footage on your Elite Floodlight Wi-Fi, but you've got tons of footage, hours of playback. Finding it's gonna be a pain in the butt. With Reolink's AI video search, you can just type in a keyword like dogs and it'll show you all the footage it found with dogs in it, or delivery guy in blue. All the blue delivery guys. So if you guys are interested, you can shop now and shine a light on intruders before they get too close. I'll have a link in the description and up there in the cards to check it out. And huge thank you to Reolink for sponsoring this video and keeping the shop safe. Not too bad. A little awkward. Let's see, if I had to do that every time, hell nah, bro. So, there they are. It's nice because they're not super noticeable and they're just nicely chilling there, ready for the rack to go down 24/7. So the next thing I'm gonna do is go and make the thing that slots into here. So it's just gonna be a tube that'll go down, have some holes, and then we can bend up the main hoops. Ha 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 ha. Got the main bottom bars in, tacked to the little things that slot down into the mount. So we have the two pieces now, and we can start building off these two bottom bars. Pretty much we're just gonna build a little hoop that perfectly follows the body line. So it's gonna go up, curve, come down. It's gonna look awesome. We're gonna do one of those in the front and one of those in the far back. It took a little bit of extra patience, but man, that was the most accurate bend I've ever gotten out of the machine. You look from right here, it's symmetrical, parallel with the roof, lining up perfectly with the two bars. It's nice when measurements and math work out. So this front one is going to be angled forward, kind of like that, to match the line of the truck. The back one will be straight, so it's gonna be a little bit different just to make it symmetrical. You know, I'll have to bend it a little bit less. But I think we're gonna go ahead and notch that and tack it in first. So that bar is now tacked in there. We're gonna have to, get another set of stickers for the back of the camper top. I'll have to buy 2 of all my stickers. And then we're also gonna have to do a rear camera extension and a third brake light extension, but that'll be later down the line once this thing's all finished and we wire it up. But now we're just gonna make another one of those bars and put it back here. So that is the main frame of the rack welded together. It's looking pretty freaking awesome. I love the shape of it. It perfectly follows the shape of the cab. I love the curves. I'm very happy with the way it's turning out. The next step is to go ahead and add the crossbars on the top that the rooftop tent will actually sit on. For that, we're gonna use some square tubing so it's not sitting on a circle. And we're gonna do 3 of those. That should be pretty easy. So those square tubing bars are in. I don't know if you saw at the end of the time lapse, but I was laying up there, not very comfortable without a bed, but it was supporting me just fine. Now that's kind of like the last tubing for phase 1. For now, what I'm gonna go and do is I'm gonna make some hooks and weld them in each corner, 4 hooks. And then we're gonna do a test release. We're gonna try to take the top rack off, and then if it comes off nicely, we'll weld it all the way up, put the tent on it while it's on the ground. It's a little bit easier to do. And then put it onto the truck. So, hooks. Oh yeah, that's gonna be easy. This is awesome. Now obviously this is not where this will normally sit, it'll be in the back room, and I can actually weld them out, so this is just always ready to go, and have a leveler on it and stuff, so it's just easy. But right now, here we are. Okay. Oops. Ooh. Okay, pretty well balanced. Can't tell me that's not sick, bro. You just can't tell me that. You just can't do it. Look at that. That's sick. For some reason it feels like smaller when it's on the ground like this. For now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and just fully weld it up, then cap the ends and grind those down to make it look good. All right, with that, the rack is fully welded up. Turned out really good. I went ahead and capped the ends, ground them down so that looks nice. Even cut the front at an angle so it matches the angle of the bed. And then I wire brushed everything so it's nice and shiny. Not that the welding dust or whatever it is that gets all over it. That's the majority of the fab we're gonna do on this. We do have to mount the 270-degree awning, that's in that box. But I want to put the tent on first to make sure that the awning clears the tent and is where we want it. So I'm gonna go and take the rack off the lift, and then I'm going to wheel the tent over here, put that onto the winch it up, move the rack underneath it, bada bing, bada boom. So I can align it, get it all good. Why does it look crooked? Oh, just because the lid isn't fully closed. That makes more sense. Oh, this thing's long. So for one, that's way bigger than I was expecting. That's awesome. But I wanted just to kind of unfold it to see where it ends, because it's a 270 degrees, so it starts here and it covers all the way to the next 90. Looks like it sticks out about an inch from the end of the base plate, so. I think we're essentially just gonna center everything. I think that'll look the best and be the most functional. Pretty much this will perfectly cover all the way up to this bar, and we'll have an actual ceiling to this, so pretty much no rain will get in between the tailgate and the cab. Tents in the center, awnings in the center, it lines up, looks really nice. So I think this is what we're gonna do. They have these 1/8" brackets here that go on like that. We just gotta make a little mount for them. Nice and easy. So the awning is mounted, and I tested it with a tent. The only mistake I made is that I underestimated how much this comes over. So this is as close as I can move the tent towards the awning. And the awning's maxed out in the adjustment that I made. So I don't know, it's a little weird because now the tent is sitting offset to the right, but it will probably balance the rack better this way, make it easier to load and unload. The nice thing is that we're going camping this weekend so we can test it, see if we like it. Because the problem is I'd have to move the awning over 6 inches, which then it's gonna be sticking out the side so far. So maybe this will be fine. I think once there's a bunch of stuff on the rack, you won't notice that the tent's offset, it looks fine. But maybe I'll hate it and I wanna change it. That's the nice thing about going camping this weekend and the way we're building this. It's gonna be modular and we're gonna build it in steps. Do something, test it, see if we like it. It's much nicer than building it all at once. And then you're like, damn, well, I wish I did this, but now in order to change that, I gotta do this and this. And it's like, oh, no. But we're ready to bolt the tent down and test it. Okay. Bit sketchy. How about just no one stand underneath it? That's a good idea. But this is the jerry-rigged version. Once we actually have the setup that I want, it should be way less jank. Oh, it's so easy. Once that's all done, oh, look at the truck squat. Oh, that was sick. Bro, not gonna lie, this was a pretty cool setup. This was pretty freaking cool. Bro, I got an overlanding rig now. Okay, so we come up here. I'm gonna open this bad boy up. Oh yeah, very nice. I'm not gonna fully set it up right now because, well, I'm not camping right now, but I'm gonna climb in here. Oh, it's crazy to think that I'm up in the air right now. Feels very safe. But you're gonna get better breeze up here too. Oh, this is so sick. Oh yeah. So once I get the hook, it's inside, but dang it, I should have gotten the hook now. I mean, the speed at which everything sets up is it's just so nice. I can't wait to not have to worry about putting a tent together and shit. It's this just rolls up. There we go. Hell yes, boys. Okay, so now that that is done for now, at least for this camping trip, we've got 2 more things to do. For one, I want to reinstall the bed cover. Got to modify that a bit. But secondly, we are making a tailgate table. See, cooking on the tailgate, it's great. But the problem is that it's not flat, right? So when you have, you know, spices or a beer or whatever, you have to like be careful where you place it, and if you bump it, it's gonna fall. It's just a mess. Plus, cleaning this is hard with all the grooves and stuff. So I got some wood. We're going to make a little table that just slots in, and yeah. Not only does that increase the space of the tailgate, but it's also sturdy and flat and great. So yeah, look at Daniel's rig. No more Crown Vic. We're Toyota boys now, Daniel. Who would have ever thought? Yoda gang. Well, I'm gonna sand this real quick and then put like an oil on it just so I can use it. Eventually I'm gonna make it so it collapses and stuff, because obviously this won't fit in the up there because it's longer than the truck, but you know, that's a different day. And now off camera I did accomplish the second goal, technically. The bed cover is in and pretty solid. Here's the thing. Everything fits inside the frame besides the very end bar. As you can tell, it's just a little bit, you know, wider than the inside of these tubes. And so in order to get it to actually be able to latch down, I had to make it really loose. I had to notch the vinyl and the aluminum frame. It is technically in there, and it, I mean, will mostly keep water out of the bed. Is it gonna be as waterproof? Hell no, but I think it works. When I take this off, I can tighten it and then it'll be fine. Pretty much the only thing I'm worried about is these tears in the vinyl spreading once it starts flapping in the wind. Either way, I want this camper top. And so if this is the sacrificing the bed cover is necessary, it is what it is. All right, I'm done here at the shop. Let's load up and let's go camping. All right, we just pulled up to camp. It is 3:04. Let's see how long it takes to set up. That was my first time setting it up. They're still struggling. And kind of take a little climb up said ladder. Struggling. Oh, I don't know. I've heard some backwards, upside down. This is my crib right here. Now, the truck is a little unlevel right now where it's parked, so I'm gonna inflate the one airbag where it's low and level it out. I'm just gonna try. Also, I didn't show you guys, but I have two other things from Rough Country that we're using on this trip. Their portable power bank and their electric fridge. I've had and used these things for a while. I used it on my biking trip. It is a life changer having an electric fridge, not having to, well, electric cooler, it's not a fridge. Not having to worry about ice, not having to worry about your meat getting wet and mixing the juices with all your drinks. It's a game changer. And then the power bank can power the cooler so far for at least a couple of days. I went camping once with it and used it 24/7, and it was only at like 1 bar down. Now we're gonna grab one of these. Nothing like a draft beer in the woods. Well, we're not just gonna hang out. I'll update you guys when Chef Gingium is cooking, when Chefium comes out. This is gonna be my first attempt at campfire nachos. Technically not a campfire, but that's part 2. Okay, so you brown the meat, right? Okay. Then we're gonna add the taco seasoning. Yep. Alexa, start a timer for 10 minutes. It's all right. I mean, it's good. What'd you say?
It's very good. To be in the woods.
Can you have nachos?
Yeah, it's very good.
Oh, I'll take it.
A lot of work, but for a big group, definitely worth.
Yeah. Honestly, tacos are better though. I think we all agree with that. Tacos are better. Just do the tacos with the tortilla chips on the side.
Tacos are just easier also.
Yeah, that too.
Saturday morning eggy.
Ooh.
Those look good.
Yeah, they turned out pretty good. That is Night 2, we have chili. If you're a fan, you know that it's a classic.
Yes, sir.
Look at this. This is amazing. Everyone got their bowls.
That's a sour creamed bowl.
There it is. We got some wine, but this is what camping's all about. Good food, good drinks, and friends. Well, that was a huge success. Camping was awesome. The rooftop tent, the awning, the cooler, the power bank, I love it. On the last morning, it rained pretty hard too, and I stayed perfectly dry up in the rooftop tent, and all the stuff that was under awning, perfectly dry. But it's not done. This rack is not done by any means. My goal is to have all of the stuff behind you, which is all my other camping stuff, you know, my dishes, tools, cooking utensils, stove, all that kind of stuff on this permanently. So instead of having to load this and then load the truck, this is already all loaded and you're just ready to go. The way we're gonna do that is by building a bottom rack, kind of like this top rack, that will have all the tubs and stuff ready to go. And you'll access it from the side where we'll put panels on that come up with some nice gas shocks. And the panels will be like mole panels, so you can mount stuff to the panels themselves. I'm gonna move the tent as far forward, I think, is what I decided. I'm gonna put the big water tank right here on the top. And then there's going to be a little kitchen in the back here that slides out, kind of like a top shelf of a kitchen, you know? And that will have all the cooking stuff in it full time, and it'll have some lights underneath it, electrical for the air, you know, the water pump, all the other stuff. And then of course we're gonna paint it, because I did WD-40 it pretty well, but you know, I missed a few spots and the rain is causing this thing to rust, so that's not good, obviously. And I do think I'm gonna move the awning out a little bit. It just doesn't really fit that well where it is, so. But see, this is what it's all about. Pretty much figured out that it works and like how I wanna do it in the future. I also do wanna add some more like places to put my feet and hold on to, like some little handles, because that'll help make setting the tent up a little bit easier. But yeah, in the next Tundra video, we will probably be finishing this thing, and then it's time to start modifying the Tundra itself. I've got wheels and tires, a bunch of lights, a bunch of off-road goodies. It's gonna be pretty awesome. But in the next video, I think we're gonna paint the drift truck. At least a little bit more of it. We're gonna paint the cab and get it all reassembled. If you do wanna see that video ahead of schedule and support the channel, please go check out Patreon. I really appreciate anyone who does that. You can also check out EM Ministries where you can get some new merchandise, some car parts, or if you want to have something built for your car, you can fill out a form on that. Also, yet again, huge thank you to Rough Country for all of the parts for this build. I really do genuinely love these products, and I'm so happy and excited to keep camping with this rooftop tent. If you want to check out any of their stuff, I'll have a link in the description. It's all very budget friendly. It's really awesome, really reasonably priced, but super high quality. Also, if you have any ideas, please put them in the comment sections below. That's also partially why I'm working on the drift truck this next week, because I kind of want to see what you guys have in terms of thoughts, ideas. So, I'll see you there.